Hey guys, RJ243 here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys why I love Mario. Well, not specifically Mario, but Nintendo. I just brought up Mario because he's Nintendo's mascot. So let's get started. So I'm gonna show you something. This is just gonna prove to you that I'm a big Mario fanatic. Look at my wall. Look at this. This entire wall is made with a Super Mario A Warp Through the Years picture or poster. I actually got this 2016 Christmas, so yeah. I think I can thank my stepbrother for that. And yeah, I have basically every Nintendo console ever since the November 2000 release of the GameCube. I've got the GameCube. I've got the well, I don't have a DS, but I guess that kind of counts because I used to. I got a Wii. I got a 3DS. I got a Wii U, and I got a Switch. So I got all of the consoles from the GameCube up. Now let's get into Kirby a little bit because he was the next step for me in Nintendo. So in the year 2008, my sister was playing a Kirby game, and I got interested. I think it was Kirby Superstar Ultra, so I got interested in playing Kirby, and I played it. I loved it, and I think the first game, like the real game that got me into Kirby, was the Great Cave Offensive. And in case you don't know what that is, that's one of the eight. That's one of the bunches of mini games in Superstar Ultra. All right. Now let's move on to Smash Brothers. So Smash Brothers, oh my god. The first game I played for Super Smash was on the Wii, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And I played the story mode, and I was instantly hooked. I got stuck on a mission where you play as Link and Yoshi, but after that, it was just all fun times. And playing as all those characters and all those stages, I I learned about Zelda and that Yoshi had his own game series and Donkey Kong had his own game series, and I learned about a lot of other franchises like the Metroid series, the Fire Emblem series. It was just amazing. And then later I got Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, and I was more hooked because it had more characters, it had more stages. It didn't have a story mode though, which kind of made me upset, but still had classic mode. You got your good old classic mode, and I'm still gonna play the game. And then after that, I eventually got Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube. I wasn't as hooked on that as I was on Melee or well, that is Melee. I wasn't as hooked on that game as I was Wii U or Brawl, but it was still a really good game. All right, next, and probably no, that's not next. Now let's move to Pikmin. So probably a lot of you may not know what Pikmin is, but Pikmin is basically a series where you have these captains and you have these different creatures called Pikmin, and you crash land on a planet that's, I think, like in the first two games it's not said what the planet's name is, but in the third game it's said to be called PNF 404. This planet is said to be the home of really toxic gases that can basically kill people. And but these creatures called Pikmin are resistant to it, so you basically have to. In the first few games, it's about collecting stuff and um, yeah, it's just about collecting stuff with your Pikmin and trying to get off the planet. The third game is about only collecting fruit while it's also doing this. And in all three games, there's a day system, so where you can be out in the day, but when it starts to turn into the sunset, you have to get back. You have to get all your Pikmin back to your ship, so you can escape from the planet. Because during nighttime, just like on Earth, nocturnal animals will come out for hunting season. Pikmin has to be the most effective game in making me change what I like about video games, because it taught me a lot more about puzzle solving games and about teamwork, and yeah, and that's pretty much why I like puzzle games, pretty much. So now let's move on to the last game and the most recent games that I really enjoyed, Pokemon. So during like near the end of 2016, I got really bored, and then I kept watching Pokemon videos, and I started getting really hooked. When I was a kid, I used to hate this idea because I thought there are so many RPG games already. Why do we need like a specific series based on RPG games? We already have um we already have one, so why do we need another one? At least I think. I don't know much about Fire Emblem, so I can't really say for sure. So anyway, I decided to get some Pokemon games because I got really hooked into it. But I only got the ones from Pokemon Platinum version all the way to Pokemon Sun and Moon. So I got every game of Pokemon, at least the RPG games, in my collection now. Although I gave Pokemon Moon and Pokemon I think it was Omega Ruby to my older sister. So after that, I started to get really hooked into the game, and I still play it to this day. In fact, I actually have a video on Pokemon X and Y. You should go check that out. But anyway, so I basically really got hooked, and now I'm basically a Pokemon fanatic. I'm I'm really like I actually play it like when I get the chance to, like almost all the time. Now let's talk about a few of the game series that I did not get hooked to. Let's start with the Legend of Zelda series. Zelda has never been my strong point. When I first saw Link in Super Smash Bros., I first thought that Kirby can already get the sword ability in his games. Why do we have a Nintendo character that's basically sold around Kirby's abilities as a swordsman? Then later I realized that Zelda had actually come out before Kirby, and I was like, holy cow! Did Kirby steal Link's abilities or something? What just happened? So eventually I just gave up on the idea. I did get the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, and let's just say I don't have good memories with this game at all. I can't really go any further than that. So let's move on to Metroid. So the only Metroid games I've ever played before are Super Metroid and the original Metroid, but I hated both of the games. I just really just didn't like them. I don't know why. Couldn't really get through them, and were really hard for me to get used to. Oh my god. Alright. Now let's go to Punch-Out. So as far as I know, Punch-Out has very few games in its series, and the only one I played was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, where it's like I think like a two-dimensional stage, and you just have to beat your opponent. And the only opponent I can really beat without having to lose too much health is the first one. And I don't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure the guy was from France and his age was 38. Last but not least, let's take a look at Animal Crossing. So, when I was a kid, I used to not know what Animal Crossing was. I saw Sis play it all the time. I was like, what is that? That just looks stupid. Like, who would make something like this? So later, I decided that I'd give this game a go, and I completely regretted it because I just don't know why. I just didn't like the game. I didn't know what you were supposed to do either. And it gets worse. It gets way worse. Let me tell you why. So I got Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, and I know that no other Animal Crossing game is like that, and a lot of people think it's the worst. No, everyone should think it's the worst Animal Crossing game in the series. Even I think that's the worst Animal Crossing game. And you want to know why? It's not Mario Party. You don't have mini games. You just go around a board, and then the game does everything for you. That's... Do I have to go on? So, yeah, that was the video. hope you enjoyed, and please make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to put out more content in the future. And yeah, see you later, guys.